I'm a sentimental sap, that's all. What's the use of trying not to fall? I have no will, you've made your kill, 'cause you took advantage of me. I'm just like an apple on a bough, and you're gonna shake me down some.
Hi folks, Dr. H here once again, and welcome. And I wanted to tell you that I'm giving this video or making this video expressly for this semester. This is for fall 2019. Part of the reason I'm making this video is to clarify a couple of things that apparently are confusing some of you, and I understand. So just bear with me a little bit, and I will try to make all of this as clear as I possibly can. One of the most popular questions I'm being asked through email is, do I have to do all of the assignments? Well, the answer to that question is yes, you do. Now, you might be thinking, well, they're just practice assignments, so why do I have to do them? Well, here's the thing. Music is a hands-on subject. So in order for you to practice and be able to execute what you're being asked to do well, you need to practice. So, yeah, you need to do those practice exercises in order to be successful with the lessons in the course. It just helps you understand the material better, it helps you learn, so please, yes, you do need to do all the assignments. Now, having said that, obviously, if you are somebody who is already knowledgeable about music and music theory, you might be able to complete the quizzes and the graded assignments without the benefit of the practice assignments. That's entirely up to you. So I could really answer that question a couple of ways. Do I have to do all the assignments? Well, no, you don't have to do any of them. If you want to grade, you do. So I guess the best answer I can give you is, yeah, you really should do them all in order to give yourself enough practice and enough experience and exposure to the components that we're learning. But if you are already an advanced music person, or you're a trained musician and you understand these concepts without the benefit of practice lessons, sure, why not? I have no quarrel or no objection to you not doing them. Again, I don't really have an objection to you not doing them, but if you're not doing them and you're not doing well, you're failing, that's on you. That's your fault. So please, yes, do the practice exercises. There are also some other tools that I'm going to show you in this vid that you can use to help. Perhaps if you are having some difficulty completing the graded assignments, these may help you do a little bit better on those. But also, I want to stress one more time, you are encouraged to contact me with any difficulties that you're having. So if you're having trouble understanding a specific concept, if there are issues with certain music elements that you're just not quite grasping, by all means, please shoot me an email. I'm very happy to take some time and some extra time and hopefully explain those concepts to you. As a very last resort, if we can't clear this up through email or video chat or something along those lines, we'll set up an appointment for you to come and talk to me in person in my office face to face so that we can work these things out together. Again, having said all of these things, please understand my take on doing these assignments, both practice and the graded ones. Remember, you don't have to do them correctly. You just have to do them. I don't grade on all A's, on getting everything done 100% accurately. If this were a school of music and you were all music majors, that would make a difference. Of course, I would need for you to excel in the subject as best as you can. But this isn't a music school. This isn't something that your degree is necessarily dependent upon. It might be an arts elective, and yes, you should certainly try to do your best. All I'm really concerned with is that you learn and that you experience it, and you're not going to do that if you skip the lessons, if you skip the practice exercises. So, can't stress highly enough or strongly enough, yes, you've got to do everything that's assigned. There were a few of you in each of the sections of this course that neglected to do the discussion topic, the very first one. And unfortunately, that time has passed. We can't do that anymore. But I wanted to let everybody know there's going to be another discussion topic coming up, and we need you to participate in those. This is our opportunity for you to express your ideas and your thoughts. This is in lieu of a face-to-face class where we would be able to interact with one another on a regular basis. On the online classes, the only way we can really interact with each other is, through these discussion boards. So please take advantage of the discussion boards. Do participate in them. They are an important portion of the class. Lastly, in this segment of the video, I'm hopeful that you will utilize some of these tools that are available to you to help you if you are having trouble, if you're struggling with some of these elements. These extra tools are there for your help. And again, I urge you to contact me if you are having difficulty that stretches beyond the scope of these tools that I'm about to give you. If they don't work for you, if it doesn't help you, and folks, sometimes we just need a little extra help. I'm not oblivious to that. If you need help, please ask. There's no harm in asking. I would prefer that you ask as to struggle along without any help at all. The midterm is coming up. So that's another reason I wanted to stress yet again to please utilize these practice lessons, these practice quizzes. Make use of them because they can help you in the long run. Also, again, utilize these tools that I'm going to be introducing to you in this vid. They can also help you. So, thanks very much for watching, and again, as always, if you have any questions regarding the course, any of the material, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thanks. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these tools that I've been talking about so that you have a better understanding of some things that might be able to help you if you're having some difficulties with some of the concepts in the music elements course. Here we are at our course online page at e-learning or D2L, and this is just the welcome page. You've already seen this, hopefully. If you go to the to the right of this page, you can see things that are coming up, things that are due. Note the midterm is due or happening November 2nd, and the next thing that's coming due is the major scales and key signatures, which is supposed to be due October 22nd. So if you're at all in doubt of when things need to be completed, just take a look at this page and take a look at this right side, which is the calendar, the course calendar. But let's go now to the contents page. And as you've seen, I'm sure, all of these sections are listed here that give a description of what the section is. And when you click on the section, you come to a description of it, and you have some links here, usually to a video, things like that, that can be of help to you. But these sections, obviously, you've discovered in the D2L site are not the actual textbook lessons. Though for that, you have to go to the online text. We're going to take care of that in just a second, as far as viewing the major scales and key signatures. But I wanted you to see this link down here at the bottom of this page, of the contents page, useful stuff. If you click on that, you come to this page and you can see a couple of links here. The first one is musictheory.net. Now, if you have already checked this out, obviously this is not news to you, but if you haven't taken the time,
go to this site and you see when it comes up something called Theory Lessons. You have something also called Tenuto on the right. You don't need to worry about Tenuto. Tenuto is an app that you can download for Apple computers or Apple devices such as iPads or iPhones or iPods. Go to the Theory Lessons link, and you might want to take a look at what is available for these devices for iPhone and iPad. That's entirely up to you. They are purchasable on the App Store, but go to the Lessons tab, and you can see here all of the lessons that are available pertaining to music elements. This is exactly the stuff that we are learning in this course, and it goes beyond that, well beyond that. So if you're wanting to just refresh your memory on things, going to the staff's clefs and ledger lines is a great tool. Note durations, measures and time signatures for the rhythm section, restorations, dots and ties. Again, these are all things that we are learning in this course. I'm going to skip on down to the major scale just to give you a little bit of a taste. If you have not already looked at the major scale section of our text, notice how this gives you a description of what a scale is. And very similar to our text, you can just hit like a play button and it takes you through the various components of a major scale. For example, this is saying that it is constructed with the formula of whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. This is the sequence of whole steps and half steps in a major scale. Again, nothing different than what you're going to find in your text, but just explained in a little more streamlined way. Perhaps it might be easier for you to grasp if you were to go this route. And this, of course, also, I just keep continuously hitting this play button, takes you through the construction of the major scale, and it also shows you, I'm going to turn the volume up on my system a little bit, I think it will play it as well, shows you where those notes are on the keyboard. So I think if we go back, again, we'll just watch that. If I click on that right arrow, there it's showing us where the keys are. Now on your text, you have that little keyboard that you can pull up and actually play these tones. So it's kind of cool that you have that resource. And again, it's just showing you what this is. You'll notice there's a little speaker icon here. So once again, very similar to what you have on your online text, it will play that scale for you. And it's giving you a breakdown of scales as they are related to their accidentals and their placement. You'll notice that this scale, for example, has 3 accidentals. It requires those 3 accidentals in order for the scale to function. I'm going to back up a little bit just so you can see once again. Notice how the scale begins not on a white key but on a black key. In fact, that black key is E flat. If we continue up the sequence of whole and half steps, you'll notice that we play a sequence of white keys and black keys. So that's why we are that's in order for this sequence of whole steps and half steps to work. So again, you're looking at scales visually, and you can also, with your keyboard and your text, you can play around with the keyboards. So I encourage you to take a look at this. This might clarify some things for you. Just like on your online text, you can hit the home button. This takes you back to where you were. I'm going to slide on down to key signatures for a minute because that's the next topic that is due. And this is telling you about key signatures. Key signatures being a collection of every accidental found in a scale. You might
also note, and we'll stop for just a second to take note about this, the C major scale has no sharps or flats, so it has no accidentals in it. But once we progress through key signatures, you'll see every other key except C major does contain an accidental. Now, they're using the key of C minor, and they're showing you the 3 flats that are present, but notice they started on C, they ended on C. They're just walking you through the procedure, showing you that in order for this scale to work, we would need to have those 3 accidentals present, B flat, E flat, and A flat. Otherwise, the scale would not sound correctly. And if we were to continue on with this, here's another scale. This time it's starting on D flat and ending on D flat. This is the D flat major scale. And you'll notice that it uses 5 separate flats, D flat, E flat, G flat, A flat, and B flat. We don't count that other D flat because it's the same flat. When we advance to the next frame, we see that all of those flats are moved over next to the treble clef. That's what a key signature is. So essentially, a key signature simply tells us what notes in a scale or in a key are to be flat or sharp. I encourage you to play with this and take a look at how scales are constructed and how they are used with key signatures, how key signatures are constructed. Here you can see key signatures. This happens to be the key of C flat major, and you can see how it is presented in both the treble clef and the bass clef. This would be the key of F sharp major, and this is how it is listed, how it looks in both the treble and the bass clef. So again, these are just tools for your consideration. This is not a requirement. You're not going to be graded on this, but I do encourage you to utilize it, and I have no problem with you keeping this window open and using it while you're doing your work and your textbook, if your textbook will allow it. Some of the exams and things have what's called a lockdown browser, and it does not allow you to leave to go to a different site or to keep another window open. So you might check on that. But certainly while you're learning, if you want to use this as a supplement, absolutely, I have no problem with that, and I encourage you to do so. Okay, so that's musictheory.net. Again, I encourage you to take a look at it and use it. Here's another useful tool. This is MuseScore. And when you click on this link, it brings you to the download page. And it's free software. I believe it's also free for Mac. I'm not positive of that, but I know it's free for IBM or PC computers. And I'm just going to open up my version of it here on my computer just so you can take a look at what we're talking about. If you want to experiment with writing music, here is a great way to do it. It's a fun project to use, a fun software to use. If you are into MIDI keyboards, you can hook your computer up to this and play notes right into a score, depending upon how your system is set up. But here you can see you can take notes and you can drag them and place them anywhere on the set or on the staff that you would like to. And then you can play your composition and hear it. It's a little bit difficult to hear in this setting just because of the way I have my speaker system set up, but you can certainly utilize this software to your heart's desire. This sometimes helps to clarify things for people who are having difficulty understanding note values, for example, or time signatures, or in fact even key signatures. You might note that over here you have a key signature choice.
You just click on the key and you drag it over to the right side of the treble clef. It can be any key you want. You can remove keys just as easily simply by deleting them. And again, you have all the key signatures represented here. It's just a simple matter of dragging them over to where they would be placed. So you drag it over to the measure. If you want to change keys in a song, you can certainly do that too. You have to have the right setup for that. This might take you a little bit of time to navigate through it, but it is a very, very workable software, and as I said, it's free. You may have other software packages that you're already using to notate music. If so, by all means, continue to use them. But this isn't, again, another one of those tools that might be of specific help to you. If you need assistance with any of these things, do please contact me. I'll be happy to help you the best way that I can. There are some other more elaborate software packages that you can purchase if you get into this and you really want to continue writing music. Finale is what I use. It's a little bit on the expensive side, but it's well worth it. It does a very good job. There's another free software package called Noteflight, which is also very good. So I encourage you to play around with these and have fun with them. Okay, so again, we're going to be looking at our useful tools, or useful stuff, I should say. And the last thing, and this is something that you might already have seen. If not, I encourage you to take a look at it. It is the Music 100 Course Pack. This is a PDF file. If you open it up in e-learning browser, you see it comes up. There's the table of contents. You can have one more explanation, if you like, of how music is constructed. It has everything we're talking about. It's just in a different order because this was designed, for a face-to-face class, and this is the way we did it. But I encourage you to take a look at it, especially when it comes to key signatures. There might be some useful tools for you to take a look at just with respect to the construction of key signatures. This kind of has a different way to explain it, kind of like the musictheory.net, but it is a little bit different than your online text. Speaking of which, if we go to our On Music Fundamentals text and we go to the next unit that we're supposed to be looking at, and that would be the major scales and key signatures, section 4, I hope you do take the time to look at the section overviews, but again, if you are already an advanced musician, it could be that you don't need that type of special help. If that is the case, by all means, take your time with it and don't worry. Okay, so once you have the major scales and key signatures section overview, obviously you can play this little video and it will tell you all about what's contained in this section. If you want to go skip it, just arrow your way to the right, and here are all the things that we were talking about, all the things in the chapter outline. But again, I just wanted you to notice that this is nothing different than what you're going to find on the musictheory.net or in the course pack. So I encourage you to take a look at it. Here's that thing we were talking about a moment ago. With respect to major scales, here you have the C major scale, and when you click on the little speaker, it plays it for you. You can hear it. Now, if you start your keyboard and you find C, and again, I hope you've played around with this. Here is that display. It shows you where C is.
Might take you some time, but you can certainly use it. It's the same notes here and there. Here's a musical example. There's lots of little tools that you can use to help you. So please don't just skip over all of this. Take the time to read it, to try and understand it. And, you've got all these show me tools where it's showing you the difference between half steps and whole steps. These are crucial things that you're going to want to know. So I hope this has been some help to some of you at least. And that you are grasping it. I noticed in looking at the gradebook that most of you are doing very, very well. You can expect to hear from me if I see that you're kind of slipping. I will contact you and I will ask if you need some special help, if there's anything I can do. Again, do watch for those discussion topics. They are important. You do need to participate in them. It's been a pleasure, folks. I hope you're enjoying the course. Again, as always, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Take care.
Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? There's nothing too good for a girl that's so true. Gee, baby, ain't I good to you? I bought you a fur coat for Christmas, a diamond ring, a Cadillac car, and everything. Love makes me treat you the way that I do. Gee,